Hello, and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 6th grade concept of representing additive and multiplicative relationships. This is standard 6.6c in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 16 of the 2024 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we have the length of Mrs. Palmer's camping trailer is X feet. All right, so I'm going to kind of draw a camping trailer. I'm imagining one that's kind of pulled behind a truck, right? So it might kind of look like this, and it might have a little bit of a hitch, right? So let's say that the length, there's the tire, length is going to be right there, and it is X feet. So that means it's an unknown quantity. So the length of Mr. Guzman's camping trailer, so we got two people here. We've got Miss Palmer. So let's put that in here. Miss Palmer. And the length of Mr. Guzman's camping trailer, so he's going to be different. Let's put that in blue. Y is 6 feet less than the length of Miss Palmer's. Okay, so let's draw Mr. Guzman here. Let's do that same thing. Okay, and let's say that this is going to be Y. All right, Y feet, and that's going to be Mr. Guzman. All right, so we have a nice little representation here. Let's see, Mr. Guzman. And this Y is 6 feet less than the length of Miss Palmer's. Okay, so I want to take this and I want to translate this into a number sentence because that's going to help us here. So, Mr. Guzman's, I'm going to just call it Mr. G, is, I'm going to replace that with equals. 6 feet less, okay, so 6 feet less than Miss P. Miss P. All right, now, Mr. G, his camping trailer is 6 feet less than Miss Palmer. Now, how do we start replacing that with letters? Well, what do we know about Mr. Guzman? Mr. Guzman's trailer can be represented with this letter Y. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace Mr. Guzman with Y because we've already said his trailer is being represented by the variable Y. In the same way, Mrs. Palmer is being represented by X right here. So I'm going to say Y equals 6 feet less than, and then instead of Mrs. Palmer, Mrs. P, I'm going to put X. All right. And so now what we need to do is we just need to look at this. 6 feet less than. Well, what operation can we use to do less than? Well, we can do subtraction, but when we do subtraction, we actually need to flip this. Because if we just do 6 minus X, okay, we're going to end up with the wrong one. We actually need to flip it so that it's X minus 6. Y equals X minus 6. Watch this. If Mr. Guzman is 6 feet less, let's say Miss Palmer is 16 feet. Okay? Well, 6 feet less than that is going to be 10. All right, so we can just put in some easy numbers. So if I wanted to say that this y equals 10, I could do that right here. Then I could say my x is going to equal 16, and then that would 6. That would be work. If you kept it with the 6 less than x, then it would end up getting into a negative. So this is the only tricky part right here. So we need to take this less than, if it's less than something, we need to have this one lead first, this x lead first, and then minus 6. So we see our answer there is going to be D.